Hey everybody. Okay, so this is a reading for the sign of Aries, wherever that falls for you in your chart. Honestly, you don't even have to be an Aries, but this is just kind of the energy that I'm working with here. Is the sign of Aries, okay? Sun, moon, or rising. Okay, so we're going to start off with a couple of astro, or maybe just one astro star code. Okay, see what kind of the underlying energy is. I will then move on to this new deck that I actually got for myself. I'm very excited. Just a little gift for myself. Beautiful artwork, very colorful, and yeah, super excited to work with it. And then we'll kind of work with a little bit of numerology, at least like and angel numbers, at least like my experience and knowledge of it. Okay, and we'll end with a passage from Women Who Run with Wolves. Okay, as well as a Magdalene manifestation card. Okay, so for the sign of Aries. Before we begin, I just want to acknowledge the Treaty 6 land on which I live, I reside, I work, and I experience life. Okay, and I just want to acknowledge the Treaty 6 land, the guardians of this land, and their ancestors. Okay, I want to acknowledge the strength and the wisdom of these guardians and their ancestors. Okay, and I want to thank them for teaching us and welcoming us and working with us on this beautiful land on which they guard and take care of. Okay, so I also want to welcome in my ancestors, okay, the most benevolent ones, the most qualified, and the most qualified and benevolent of spirits that are relevant and have wisdom to share with you and I for this reading. Okay, so just get a couple of shuffles in here for the sign of Aries, please. For the sign of Aries, what is the overarching energy for the sign of Aries for this reading for this lunar period? This is a time fluid reading, so whenever you find it is when it's meant for you, and I trust there will be a message in here for you. Currently, we just had a full moon, I believe, in Gemini. It's been beautiful energy moving into and out of this full moon. It feels very productive. It feels fresh. It feels like it's like the precipice of some kind of exciting new something. It's the first full moon. I'm not actually going to say that because I'm not sure, okay? I've been in a little bit of a time warp myself. Anyways, beautiful energy that we're working with. Okay, so the overarching energies are 12th house, introspection, and 8th house with Scorpio, and investigate. Okay, so a lot of inward gazing a lot of inward gazing and just objective, neutral observation of the internal systems. 12th house as well. Let me just see. That is Pisces energy. It's also the number 5. We also have the number 8. So with the number 8 and the number 50, which reduces to a 5, it's, to me, saying that there's whatever inward reflection, introspection, observation going on is in a direct correlation with moving forward, some kind of vision that you have. And the ways to make it the most abundant, or tapping into the abundant energies of this change, right? The precipice of change with the 5. Now 5 can be a challenging number, however it can also be an exciting number. It can be a number of adventure. It's just going from like a stabilized number 4, foundational number 4, to mastering that foundation and moving on to the next level, the next step, which introduces a level of change, which at times can be challenging, right? But also exciting. I keep thinking of space, so making space. Perhaps you've made space and now it's, you know, what do I want to bring into that space that I've made? Okay, the 12th house can represent restriction, incarceration, worries, what holds you back, subconscious thoughts, passive-aggressive solutions, falling into unhealthy patterns, addiction, secrecy, mourning, isolation, and solitude. Now, I feel like those are all rather not the most positive. Perhaps those are some shadow aspects of like the 12th house. It is very dreamy, right? It is very much a vision, but there is there is a benefit to that in bringing in this excitement and, you know, bringing in the vision, right? It's tapping into like that emotional almost aspect of it, to something that can be, you know, cold hard logic. Okay, which I'm just thinking in regards to the number 5. Interesting that the number 5 I get cold hard logic, but the number 8 with Scorpio, I mean, that in itself is also like very mysterious. It's, you know, very, all of the Scorpio things, right? Transformative for sure. Yeah. So sensitive as well. Okay. So I don't know that I really loved like that representation of the 12th house, but maybe it is relevant, right? Perhaps there's some of you, maybe you have significant Scorpio placements, or you know, somebody that is, this could either be your energy or an energy that's around you. Perhaps they're incarcerated, or you know, you feel like trapped or something. There's something that's driving, you know, you to go inward and introspect. So maybe it's like very like 8 of Swords energy, like kind of self-imposed restriction, basically, right? So that's like an overarching, but I kind of liked I kind of like my first explanation of it, to be honest. You know, it's like this change and just going inward, reflecting, and then how you want to essentially fill the space that you've created. Okay, so very contradictory energy, but you know what? It's what the energy is saying, then it's what the energy is saying. Okay. It could be an overarching energy, it could be an undercurrent of an energy. Take it if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then just leave it. Gonna get one more. So 12th house, very Neptune, very Pisces, very watery, lots of water here, so very emotional, very emotional. I actually had a cord cutting reading that I just did, so I can post that. I keep, for some reason, like wanting to end this reading. I don't know why. So I'm just going to observe that energy, right? Objectively observe that energy. So there's maybe some kind of fear that is holding you back, this restriction. Some kind of fear, or, you know, some kind of like where it's not, there's something you can't quite put your finger on it, and so you kind of just want to leave it and press restart. I don't know. Okay, we've got enthusiasm and independence. Okay, with the 9th house. Okay, so that's philosophy, it's travel, it's you know, school, training, gaining knowledge. Sagittarius, so Sun in Sagittarius. Perhaps there's a goal, some kind of goal, or travel, or, you know, some travel plans even, or work plans. You know, it can have as well to do with, yeah, just like schooling, upgrading your schooling knowledge, or, you know, philosophy, writing, adventure, travel, long distance travel. So maybe there's, you know, some things that are still up in the air with that. There's also independence, okay, with Aquarius, the moon in Aquarius, with independence, and the 11th house. 11th house, so moon in Aquarius, independence. And it looks like they have Stonehenge here on this card. So this has a lot to do with like community, but also like almost like a subconscious collective energy. Community, forward thinking. So there could be some things that are, yeah, like I'm just getting like some new endeavor or adventure, right? That is, like I said, with the 5, I really was picking up on some kind of adventure. You know, that is still some inner workings that need to be sorted out, or perhaps you're just keeping it close to chest, you're keeping it quiet. So that's interesting. Okay. And then we have optimism with moon in Sagittarius. So lots of Sagittarius energy. Okay, so we've got water, we've got fire, and we've got air. And that's with the ninth house. So 2 9s here. 2 9s. So this could definitely be, you know, the ending of one chapter of your life, moving into the next chapter. And so this, you know, maybe this pause in between, you know, the jump, or, you know, you're propelled forward, is like this introspection, this observation. You know, maybe it's like you're packing, right? What am I going to take? What am I going to leave? Physically, or like, you know, materially speaking, but also, you know, within the self. And then we've got the 10th house with Capricorn, so reputation, career, and Yeah, Mercury. So, yeah, just thinking, just like it's a lot of like the organization, the packing, you know, the itinerary, the inventory, the, you know, observation of self, the observation of you know, everything. What am I taking? What am I leaving? How can I organize this? How can I be productive, effective? Yeah, some kind of new independent adventure. Oops. So that sounds really exciting. Oh, and romance as just a little undercurrent here. Second house. Okay. Romance with Venus and Taurus. So and that could, you know, it's maybe even just like a like, you know, romanticizing your life, you know. It's like this big romantic adventure, you know. It's like not necessarily like a physical romance, though it could be, but just like adding this, like, you know, magic to your life with whatever adventure this is. I'm getting travel, and I'm getting it's for work or for school. And it seems to be, because we've got independence, it seems to be kind of like an independent venture here. Okay? I'm going to leave that. All right. So that's good. I'm glad that we stuck through it, because the tone changed once we got more. So maybe that's a message. You know, just stick it through. Maybe that's that apprehension, you know, where it's like this is a big thing. This is like a big, you know, maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're traveling long distance. Maybe this is like a big, you know, uprooting your life and moving it, you know, leaving things behind. And maybe there's a little bit of naturally, you know, just fear or nervousness or apprehension, you know. It's like all of the things, right? It's all of the things. Excitement, all of the things. You know, it's like leaving off for college, or, you know, maybe you're, you know, taking a job, you know, out of country or out of state or out of province or whatever, you know. It's not really a short distance thing. It's like a long distance thing, you know. If not, then maybe it's just like, you know, that big of a adventure, and, you know, uproot and reroute of your life in other ways, you know. Maybe, you know, going through a divorce or a separation, or like, you know, or because I'm getting it's a very independent thing, you know. It's like it's like very eat, pray, love, or, you know, it's just like this whole new chapter, whole new book of your life I'm getting. Okay. Whew. All right. And okay, and then I'm going to actually read from the Women Who Run with Wolves, and this is the chapter of homing, returning to oneself. This is page 300, and this is a poem, a verse from, and I just had opened it up to this page right before, and this is where it opened up to. And so, homing, returning to oneself. So as much as this is an adventure of like leaving one chapter of your life, it's also like a return to self, right? Which is beautiful. But this is from a poem called Woman Who Lives Under the Lake. And in the passage leading up to it says, "If we don't go when it is time, the soul will come for us, as we see in these lines from a poem called Woman Who Lives Under the Lake." And it goes, I think it's in the middle of the poem, but one night there's a heartbeat at the door. Outside, a woman in the fog, with hair of twigs and dress of weed, dripping green lake water. She says, "I am you, and I have traveled a long distance. Come with me. There is something I must show you." She turns to go. Her cloak falls open. Suddenly, golden light. Everywhere, golden light. Okay, so beautiful. It's interesting how, like, relevant I feel like that is to this reading. Super amazing. Okay. So let's go and just get a recent past energy. Okay. current energies, and the future energies. Okay, just as kind of a small spread, and then we'll get some advice. I'm not going to take reversals from this deck just yet. I just kind of want to get familiar with it and just with the upright energies, and then we'll kind of throw a mix in there. But so just the upright I'm reading. And for the sign of Aries, which I think is the sign that we're reading for, but I'm getting heavy Sagittarius energy, so that might be a significant placement for you in your chart. Past energies, please, recent past. Oh, that's a lot. Take that one. 9 of Swords. Okay. And this is in the recent past? 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's that, like, that mental entrapment, right? Like, I mean, which leading up to this, whatever big change this is, that's very understandable. Maybe this could have been the reason for the big change, you know, whatever, you know, like the culmination point, or it's just in like apprehension for this upcoming change, but we'll clarify. We'll clarify. Okay. Clarification, please, for the 9 of Swords in the recent past. And I'm just using a regular playing deck of cards for the clarification. And this is the Emerald Casino deck. I believe it's in BC. Emeralds could be significant. BC could be significant. British Columbia. Okay. Clarifying in the recent past, 9 of Swords. And it's interesting, this kind of like jammed a little bit. Like, so 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups. Interesting. So I'm getting just immediately like some kind of indulgent energy, perhaps like some addiction issues. You know, maybe I'm getting for some that you could actually be going to, this could be a reason for this big move or this big life change, whatever it is, even if you're not actually moving. But I am getting for some that it's like you're going to a treatment center that is like not where you live. So you have to travel, like maybe it's, you know, across the coast, or like, you know, you have to fly to get there. It's like it's not where you live, wherever this treatment center is. And I'm getting that it's like a longer term like treatment center, not just, you know, like a 30-day or something. That's just for some of you, okay? Maybe the 9 of Swords is like, because the 3, okay, and then the 2 of Swords. So we'll get to that in a second. So it could also be like maybe there's, you know, you've been in your head about, it's like a lot of mental conflict about, you know, maybe delivering this news to, you know, multiple people, or there's some kind of like big, you know, leaving party, or there's, you know, whatever it is, you know, even if say whatever it is, you know, there's some kind of anxiety, I want to say, about bringing this to a group or having to be in a group setting while, you know, that has anything to do with this. Okay, if that makes sense. It's like not really wanting like the attention on you. And then we have two of swords. So I'm getting this is something that you'd rather just deal with or kind of work through on your own, like not having a big audience, not having all of these external energies, opinions, yada yada, right? This is something where it's like, you know, this is my business, or this is something that like I've decided, you know, not wanting, needing, or asking for any opinions, any advice. Like, it's my thing, stay out of it, you know, like let's keep it kosher, let's just you know, I'm getting that, just not wanting to deal with like the big hoopla. Interesting word. I never used that word like in my life, I don't think. So the big hoopla about it, like not wanting to deal with the big hoopla. It's just like, this is something that it's like, you know, it's acknowledging that it's happening, but like let's not make a big thing of it, you know. It's just, it's already so much so much that it's like you don't want to have to deal with a million different people, opinions, or just going through the motions of like, yeah, you know, like just you're exhausted, or you know, you're just ready to go quietly, you know. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so that was for the recent past. What is your current energy? What is your current energy regarding this situation, this big life change? What is the current energy? If you wanted to look at the Nine of Swords as well, if you can see, the artwork is like so interesting, and I'm not entirely versed on like what it's referencing or anything like that, like, but it's interesting. It's a fish with like a person's head, and it's in clouds, and it's got 9 swords. It's like very fish out of water. It's like it looks like a 9 of Swords energy, you know. Okay, so current energies, please. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Okay, so again with the 8, we've got a 9 and then we've got an 8. Okay, this is with the Cups. So this is mind, this is mental, a 9. So you're coming to, this is the recent past, you're coming to an end of, towards the end of some kind of major mental conflict. Okay, but you were still in it, but it's coming towards the end of it, right? Because we go 10 of Swords, and then it's like complete, right? Hopefully you worked through it, it's dead, done, over with. So, but now we've got an 8 of Cups. So Cups is water, is emotion. So significant emotion. You know, the 8 of Cups, it's got as well like 2 keys, 2 red or pink, perhaps more pink carnations. So I'll look up the meaning of a carnation here. With a crown, it's got red liquid inside, 2 keys, and a purple and orange spider or tarantula. Okay, so that's the imagery on that one. Now, the 8 of Cups, you can, there's 2 ways that a person can look at it. The 8 of Cups is, we've gone from 7 of Cups, which is like a lot of choice, a lot of sometimes illusion, you know, very nebulous, clouded, good options, you know, are they all good options? And then we go to 8 of Cups, which is like the decision or the result of whatever choice was made with the 7 of Cups. Now, you can look at the 8 of Cups as like walking away from something, or because he's leaving 8 cups kind of in the distance, it's usually he's got a cloak on. It's kind of like a more somber almost. It's usually more dark kind of feeling. So a lot of people read it as like walking away. However, I sometimes will read it as like actually walking towards something, because he's going to the mountain. He's now going to climb the mountain, right, to seek you know, what there's, you know, to become the hermit, right? He's going to the top of the mountain. So it's a journey. So he's leaving these 8 cups. He's going to trek the mountain, right? So it's like he's going towards something meaningful is what I'm getting at. Okay, so you're going towards something meaningful. And now there's 2 keys here. So like I said, a move, it could be a move, right? Perhaps you're getting the keys, you know, or this is the key to, you know, the significant change, like the thing, right? To fulfillment, to prosperity, abundance. We've got a crown here, a golden crown. We've got red liquid, so it's like in your blood. It's like in your bones. It's like you know, maybe it has to do with family, or maybe it has to do with a legacy, but it's something meaningful here. And the High Priestess. Okay, so this is definitely like knowledge. This is definitely written. It's written. It's been written. For lifetimes it's been written. You know, like this has been signed off on, checked all the boxes. Like, yeah, you're for it. Your ancestors are for it. Again, with the ancestors, right? With the blood. You're for it. You're like, you know, the gods are for it. Spirit is for it. Like, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It's like in the Akashic, you know, it's in the scrolls. It's like going to take you to new heights. She's got 2 feet on clouds here. You know, this is like in the ethers, and it's happening, and it's beautiful. And there's some kind of deep knowledge, and also like initiation, or perhaps you're already, you know, been initiated. I mean, you're going up the mountain, you know, but you're not alone. I mean, there's 2 carnations here, so maybe you have 2 guides with you. Maybe you have 2 really you know, significant supports with you, you know, in terms of a person, or, you know, something. And I'm getting something about like an amulet, or some kind of like important like heirloom, or something like that you're taking with you, that's like got a lot of meaning, or that is significant in some way. Okay, I want to look up the meaning of carnations, pink carnations. Pink or red carnations. Interesting, the symbolism of snowflakes just popped up, which is like completely irrelevant to what I was just searching, so that might be significant for you, or a confirmation or synchronicity or something for you. So pink carnation flowers represent a deep spiritual connection to one's faith. In Christian traditions, the pink carnation flower is often associated with the Virgin Mary, symbolizing the mother of Christ's undying love for her son. Can also be associated with devotion, innocence, and fascination. A red carnation symbolizes deep love and admiration. Pink carnations represent a love that knows no bounds. Perfect for loving yourself and finding inner peace. Okay. So that's pink and or red carnations. Okay, so that is the current energy. Walking towards something extremely significant, extremely, you know, it's like a life purpose, life calling. It's destiny, it's fate. You know, you're walking towards this dream. The key. You've received the key. You've already received the key, and despair. Okay, and then we have Four of Swords. Okay, so this is for the upcoming energies or future energies. Okay, Four of Swords. And we've got a purple panther here. So that represents rest. It also says RIP. Now, don't be afraid. That could be just like metaphorically speaking. I mean, because the Four of Swords is like rest, or it's like, you know, deep rest, right? So it could be like an extreme transformation, right? A big transformation, which obviously it is. We've already discussed that. But Four of Swords is basically like a time of rest. And so that's coming up for you. Maybe it's once this move is complete, or, you know, once all the hoopla is kind of calmed down, there's a deep period of rest where you can kind of recalibrate, you know, regain your bearings and just kind of breathe and calibrate and recalibrate to the new energies. Okay, get familiar and familiarize yourself and just rest the body, the soul, the mind, right? So that's coming up. So, you know, you're probably tired at this point. I'm also just noticing right now this wheat here. So maybe you're from the prairies. Maybe you're a farmer. Maybe you're leaving your hometown, your small hometown, for the first time. This also can represent Persephone, and as well as abundance, a harvest. Okay, so that's relevant. Big harvest coming in. Okay, and for upcoming energies, please. Oh, we've got Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. So we've got a lot of mental energy, a lot of air energy here. Okay. Knight of Swords. Beautiful card. I'm just looking at this horse. There could be new transportation, a new vehicle I'm getting. I'm also getting... Okay, we've got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've got the eight-pointed star, which represents like Ishtar. So weather, I'm getting a lot of wind. I don't know why. Perhaps I think of her as like she's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like okay. So for protection, so like as energy protection, I don't know why I'm getting this, but Knight of Swords, it's like very fast paced, right? So, you know, if you need a moment of like energetic protection, auric shield protection, just imagining like this white spinning, like kind of like a tornado, but like of like your chakras, but like completely surrounding you, getting bigger and bigger, and it's like protecting you. It's protecting you, and it like clears out your energy and kind of like recalibrates your chakras, and it's also like serves as a shield, an auric shield. Interesting. I'm noticing some darker clouds here. So yeah, maybe like weather could be a thing. So, and then with the Four of Swords, okay, so maybe there's some delays as well. Maybe there's going to be like a longer layover period or something like that. With the weather and the Four of Swords, like a longer delay or layover situation. If you're taking a flight, I'm just really getting that, like, this is travel. Trains, planes, and automobiles, if that's significant. Okay. Can I get another clarifier, please, for the Four of Swords and Knight of Swords? Because it's going from, like deep rest and, like, quiet and stillness to, like, the fastest moving knight in the deck. So it's, like, very contrasted. So maybe it's, like, you know, like I said, things either there's going to be a layover or a delay in flight or things like that with the weather. Or it's just, like, things are moving very quickly right now, and there will be a period of rest following. Or you've got a period of rest and then things are going to speed up, like, and get going. Okay. Can I get some final advice for the viewer here? Can I get some final advice that they can take with them for this moon period? Any closing advice, please? Okay, this one, and this one. Okay. Okay, we've got Judgment. I'll just let you look at that card. I'm sorry about the lighting, you know, it just is what it is. Like, you know, it's just not ideal, but I hope to be able to improve that soon. And Three of Cups again. Okay, but this one's like, maybe it's like have a glass of wine. Not if you're like an addiction. If this is like, you know, but I'm just getting for somebody for, you know, this is like not like an addiction issue. Like maybe it's like just winding down with a glass of wine. Okay. If this is like what we're talking about, you know, for some it might be like they're going to a treatment center, then obviously, you know, don't you know, do what you want, right? But it could just be talking about, you know, like community, you know, finding some community or a few close friends, or, you know, just winding down, you know, with maybe dinner or just something like that. But like community, you know, trusted close friends. Okay. There's Temperance as well here. Yeah, so absolutely, if it's an addiction thing, then like temperance. Like that's the advice, like temper it. Don't go overboard, not at this point, right? Temperance, you know, and miracle. There's a miracle. Pray, stay prayed up, you know, remain with that connection, you know, meditate, all of those things. Two of Cups. 3 pink roses. Okay. 2 koi fish. A heart with 3 pink roses and fire coming out the top. 2 of Cups. So this is, you know, a coming together of something. I'm getting like dotting your T's, crossing your I's, like tying up any loose ends. I'm actually also interesting, okay, so I just got like thread going through like the spine of a book, so like as if you like had a journal or a book, you know, that you had written and you're hand making it, right? And like you had the thread going through like the spine to like tie it. So this is like a very meaningful chapter. It's like the ending of this book or the beginning of it, and like you're about to write it, and it's like handmade, so it's like deep, it's meaningful. This could, maybe that's something that's like, you know, advice for you, you know, maybe hand making, you know, this journal or, you know, this book for the story that you're writing, maybe metaphorically or actually. Maybe that was a gift for you from somebody. Maybe that's that heirloom, or maybe it's something that you're gifting somebody. So that was significant. Ace of Pentacles. yeah, the beginning. Maybe some of you are actually like writing a book. Maybe some of you, it's like, because I was getting something about an inheritance earlier, so this could be like an heirloom or a gift, or, but it's something that it's Ace of Pentacles, so it's like roots. It's roots, and it's the beginning of something, and also the end, and it's like all the way through, you know. Ace of Pentacles, it's slow, it's like the pentacle, it's like the thing, you know. It's not just like a pentacle, it's not just a money, it's like the key, right? This pentacle that you've been studying, like if you look at some decks, like this studying this, like this pentacle, you know, it's like there's endless opportunity with it. I felt like this was kind of all over the place. I hope that it kind of hit where it need to with who it need to. It was a longer one, but I hope that this was helpful in some way. Best of luck and big hugs, and this is going to be amazing. Whatever this big life change, this new adventure is for you, it's going to be amazing. It's like the thing. It's like, and you're supported. You have people who love you, who support you, who will be with you every step of the way if and when you need them. Right? That Three of Cups, that close community, that support, you know, maybe that address book, right? They're just a call away, you know. Yeah. Good luck, and I hope this is like an amazing journey for you. And, you know, drop a comment and let me know, you know, what this is for you, or how it resonates, or what you picked up, you know, from this reading. If it differed, you know, please share. Would love to hear it. Okay. Best of luck, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.